Have you ever prayed for something and God gave you something completely different? That's what happened to me. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you why it is the best blessing ever in disguise. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you how God wrote my story, and just stay tuned and watch this video to the end, and I bet you won't be disappointed. So without further ado, let's just jump into the video. So when I was growing up, I had a lot of plans, I had a lot of dreams, I had a lot of things that I was expecting from God. So I had my life planned out. I was like, when I'll finish school, this is the type of job that I'll be doing. Like, I already have everything planned out, and I started praying about it, right? I remember when I had my GC advanced level, I started writing competitive entrance exams, and I wrote this particular competitive entrance exam because that is what I really wanted to do, and which was medicine. So I wanted to do medicine at the level of the university. I wanted to become a medical doctor. That is what I desired. And also, I discovered that my father also wanted me to become a medical doctor, because I remember when I finished having my advanced level, I went and told my father that I want to go for preparatory classes for this competitive exam, and my father immediately gave me money to start the preparatory classes. Like, he was happy that I should go for these classes and become a medical doctor. So I went and I started having these classes. I paid, and I was going for these classes. Then when it was the period for me to write this particular exam, I prepared very well. I prayed, I prepared. In fact, I did everything necessary for me to pass this exam. But unfortunately, I wrote and I did not make it. So that is how I went to university, and I took a particular program which did not need me to write a competitive entrance exam to enter. And I was studying this program, and I still decided that, okay, even though I am already in the university, I'm still going to try writing the medicine competitive exam again, because that is what I really desire to do. So I told my dad, and my dad also was happy that, yes, I want to go in again for the exam. So he sent me money, and I had to apply. I had to like go for preparatory classes again, prepared very well. And unfortunately, that was the second time I wrote this exam, and I did not make it. Guys, it was not easy. I cried my life out. Like, I cried. I was still in the university. Luckily, I was still in the university, like, already in my second year, and I was doing a particular field which my father did not see like it was important. I myself, I did not see that it was important, but it was just like, I don't have any choice. Let me just do what I can do. So I was crying and I was angry, and I was like, how can I write this particular exam two different times and I have failed, and I failed again? Is it that it's not I'm not worthy to be a medical doctor? Like, I started asking a lot of questions. Meanwhile, it's at the end that I discovered that it was not God's plans for my life, because I prayed, I read, I wrote well, but I did not make it. Not once, but twice. And I did not make it. So it's after I discovered that it was not God's plans for my life. Let me tell you why. After finishing that particular program that I was doing in the University of Boya for 3 years, I had to write a competitive entrance exam, which was an engineering program, like Masters of Engineering. So when I wrote this particular competitive exam, it was very, very difficult. I remember after writing this exam, I went and told my uncle that I'm not sure I'm going to make it, because it was very, very difficult. But still yet, we're still praying. I was still praying and telling God that, God, if it's your will, let me pass this particular exam. And guys, behold, I was among those who were selected for this particular exam, for this particular competitive entrance. And I went to the School of Engineering, like Masters of Engineering. That's how I went to this particular school, and I studied for 3 years, because it's a 3 years professional program. I studied for 3 years, and mind you, there were some students who did not make it for the exams, the competitive entrance exam. And if you don't make it, you are going to pay 1 million francs as school fees per year. While those of us who succeeded, we were just paying just the normal 50,000 francs per year. It's got no wonderful. So that is how I got to this particular school, and it was very difficult, because there they teach in French. Like, it's a school that is based in the French region of Cameroon. So we're taught mostly in French, and it was very, very difficult. But by God's grace, I came out successfully after the 3 years. I did not repeat a class. I was among those who succeeded within the 3 years. So I had my degree of Masters of Engineering, and now it was time to go to the field and look for a job. So after finishing graduating, I went to the job market. I started looking for a job. I applied in nearly all the companies that I knew, nearly all the companies that I know in Cameroon. And we know what is happening nowadays. Like, you have the competence, but your connection is going to take you to where you want to work. For example, you should have your competence, right? Then you need somebody like a godfather that is going to hold your hands and put you where you want to work. That is how it works in my country. So I have no godfather. My godfather is God. Does that make sense? Like, I depend totally on God, because I don't have anybody that is there, that is a governor, that is a minister, that is a director in a company, like all those big people. I don't have. My big person that I have is God. So that is how I started applying for jobs, and I was praying and believing God for success. It was not really easy, because it was a tough moment in my life. It was one of those tough moments in my life that God really manifested mightily. So I started applying for jobs, and there was this particular competitive entrance again that was seeking for those who want to like be recruited in in a particular domain. So, and that domain concerned me, concerned my classmates. Like, most of us had just left this particular school, so we had to apply it in my class. Imagine that we finished in December, and they launched that particular competitive entrance exam in December. Like, that same period that we graduated, it's the same period that they launched this particular is competitive entrance exam. And I applied. Like, it was not like we're going to write anything, it was just for us to apply, and our documents will be studied. Guys, in Cameroon, when they say apply and you're not writing any exam, your documents are to be studied. And if your documents, what if they're going to take you for this job, you can, if you're a Cameroonian, you can understand what I'm trying to say. Because those who have ministers, who have godfathers, governors, those big people sitting up there in the government, they are going to like connect them to it. Like, they are going to call for them, and they are going to hold their hands. I did not have anybody. I had only my God. And God is bigger than every connection. That is how I applied for this program, and I was praying, believing God for success. Behold, guys, in my field, from among my classmates, like a particular field that I did, I was the only one that was selected that particular year in my class. Hey, Jesus. It's not like my document was the best. It's not like I was the best in my class. Neither was I the second. I think in my class, out of 58 students, I was the 20th, number 20. So I was an average student. It's not like I was the best student in my class. No. But God made it in such a way that my document was selected. I remember when I was taking for this particular job, and we started working, some few months later, somebody asked a question in the hall that, okay, let each and every one of us be truthful to ourselves. Who connected you to this job? Like, who held your hands and put you here? So when my colleagues were saying, so we'll say it's my auntie, it's my uncle, it's my father, it's my mother. Like, they were just giving those relatives that are well to do, that are well placed in the government. Then when it was my turn to talk, I told them that it is God. And they just said that, leave us, stop lying, stop lying. That is just to tell you that there are some blessings that God is going to give you, and people are not going to believe. So that is my testimony, and that's what God did for me. And in this video, I just want to tell you that allow God to write your story. There are some things that you have tried on your own. You have not succeeded. You have done all you could do. You have called for people, uncles, aunties to connect you, and you have not succeeded. It is time for you to allow God to write your story, because He is the biggest connection ever. He is the biggest connection that one could ever have. He is the biggest company. In fact, everything that you need, with God, all things are possible. The Bible says in the book of Jeremiah 29:11, that is one of the verses that I was really clinging on, that the thoughts I have for you are thoughts of good and not of evil. God's plans that He has for us are thoughts of good and not of evil, to bring us peace, to take us to an expected end. And that is what happened to me. So just believe God, and I bet you you are not going to be disappointed. A lot of people say that no, you need somebody to hold your hand for you to be where you are, where you want to be. Always say no, because I believe that my God that I serve is bigger than every connection, and that is what God did for me. And because He has done it for me, He is able to do it for you also. So just allow God to write your story, and I bet you will not be disappointed. So now I want to hear from you. Has there ever been a time where God gave you something different from what you prayed for and it turned out to be better? Please put it down in the comment section, and let's encourage others. Let's encourage those who are still going through some challenges in their life, and make them to understand that with God all things are possible. So if you see this video worth sharing, please make sure you share to a friend, share to a neighbor, share to your loved ones. And if you have not liked this, like, and if you are new here, have not subscribed, please subscribe and join this wonderful family, because there is a lot going on here. So without further ado, see you in my next video. Love you, bye bye, and take care. Bye.